Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Football Manager 2017. And we just had a cup match, and it went quite well. 3-0 victory for us. And our next scheduled game is going to be on the 19th. It's currently the 8th, so we have 11 days till that match. It's going to be a home game, which is good. This is going to be a Skybet League 1 match, so it's going to be within our league. And the team that we're currently facing off against is 22nd in the league right now, and they were predicted to finish 13th. Now, we were predicted to finish 16th, but right now we're doing much better than that at actually second place, which is pretty surprising. So I'm not sure how tough this opponent is going to be, but hopefully we can do okay. Hemming should be better for this next match, although possibly still injured right now. Yeah, but it's only going to be for a few more days. So we'll keep things as they are for now, but we'll probably be switching things up in a bit. Okay, so this is a reminder of what happened in that match. So 3-0. We get 10,000 for that match in the check trade trophy. And we're going to be in the next round in Group K. We can check out Group K here in a second. Okay. So let's see Group K. So Group K is going to be me, the Bristol Rovers, who are another team within our league. And then we already played these guys. And we have this team here, which is Skybet League 2, so league below. All right. And then Maguire had a good match, having 2 goals in that last match. All right, so let's go ahead and continue here. But first, I want to check out training to see what our schedule is. So we've got quite a lot of time here. We already have intensity set to average. We could crank that up because we have more time. But you know what? We're going to have a match. I figure we'll keep it as is. We're working on fitness, which I think is going to work fine for us. Let's go ahead and continue then. And we've got a lot of days to advance through, so I'll be stopping to... okay, yellow cards limit. So he's going to be suspended. So it will apply for the check trade trophy match, not our league match. So when is our next check trade match? Not for a while, it looks like. Maybe they haven't decided when those matches are going to be yet, so we'll have to see. The second round of the FA Cup hasn't been decided yet. It's in between one of 2 teams. And our post-match analysis. So they controlled possession, but we had a lot of shots on target. They had a lot of shots, but they were very inaccurate, only a few of them being on target. So we made them count more. And moving on. Player development summary. So unhappy with first team soccer. You are rotation. I wonder, though, what your contract is set up. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Player tutoring. So there's some suggestions here of people that can be tutored. We might look into that. And then player interactions. Okay, so praise recent form. Okay, well, first let's start off with Liam here. And I just want to see... I always forget where this is. Is it under contract info? Squad status rotation. So we don't really need to change anything there. He just wants to see more first team. He's actually got chances with that when we had... didn't he first team play when we had an injury? I don't actually remember. Oh, no, maybe it was under a suspension. It's hard for me to remember. It's been a little while, but I'm pretty sure he got first team match play or at some point. Okay, so suggestions for tutoring. Why not? So we've got this one here. We'll say this. And he's fine with it. We'll invite him into the room. And they will say that. All right, good. That worked out. And then we'll do the same thing with Chris McGuire. We'll say improve his game. Doesn't see any reason why not. Invite him into the room. Yeah. All right, good. We did that. Improve. Praise them for their form. So form deserves recognition. Apply. All right. We'll just tell him it has improved. Let him know. Okay. And Lundstrom we need to tell as well, and it's been excellent. So we're telling him it's dramatically improved. And he's been very good. Honestly, that is correct. So we're going to tell him so. And there we go. All right, so that was all the advice they suggested there, and I was happy to do a lot of that. Let's continue until we get close to the match. It's going to be a lot of time here, so we're going to have a lot of pauses. Hopefully not too many interruptions. Okay, so under 23 match, we had some players get some match time, I'm hoping there. Get up their match sharpness. Okay, pre-match analysis for Coventry. So their last match was a draw. I don't remember. Yeah, this is Coventry here. So they controlled possession, but only slightly. They didn't have that many shots on target, and they gave up a lot of shots on target. So I guess they were lucky to get a draw there. They play a very interesting setup that I haven't seen before. Very defensive oriented. I'm not sure if I should change up my setup based off of this. I mean, we could rival it with our defensive setup. We don't have any advice on how to play them yet. This is mostly just how their last match went. So let's continue. And we don't have anything to look at here, so we'll continue. I think it's the 19th, correct? I think by, let's say reports on training. I'm sorry to report that a number of players have voiced their displeasure of the quality of training sessions lately. Okay. Training at the moment, most of them feel the individual training they have been assigned to work on is not producing any results. So all of these players want to pretty much stop their individual training. All right. Well, I guess I can do that. So let's go through here. It's going to be on development. So, I'm not sure if I'm understanding that. What exactly it's saying here. I'm not sure the right change to make here. We get this, but do we turn off the additional focus? One thing I would like to do is change his playing position. Because right now he's attacking midfielder on the right, but we could use him on the left. So I'm going to actually play him attacking midfielder on the left, and we'll have him play inside forward because that's the most comfortable that he is. And hopefully we can get him up in ability there, so then when we have him sub in for, we could have him sub in for Hall. Anyway, that's my hope. So we'll do that, and then I'll keep him on this, I guess. And then Eastwood is doing what? He's focused on kicking. I would actually like him to focus on passing, perhaps, because I've been noticing a problem with him as far as that. let's see if we get this attribute reflects the distance goalkeeper can reach with a kick from his hands and on the ground. What about passing? What does passing do for us? This attribute reflects the player's ability to successfully find a teammate with the ball. I kind of want him to do that, so we'll change him up there. Maybe I should look at the other players to see what we should do. Chris McGuire in development. Okay, so he's training for attacking midfielder in the center, but he's not playing that position. Instead, he's playing on the right. So let's have him train on the midfielder position on the right and have him train winger so he can be, more comfortable with the position that we have him playing. And then we have him focusing on stamina right now. What? Where is stamina? Stamina. He's actually pretty good stamina-wise. We might want to improve him in another area. I mean, he's pretty darn good in most things, but either making him a better defensive player. All right, well, let's focus on the stats that are good for him. Pace might be a good thing. This attribute reflects a player's top speed, both and on and off the ball. Yeah, maybe that's what we should do. So we'll work on... I wonder if quickness is just a general thing. So we'll do quickness. And that will be his. And then Eastwood we already changed. McDonald, we kind of moved you around a little bit so that you are over on the left. And you're working on technique. But what's important for your player? Dribbling actually would be a good thing to work on because I've noticed kind of that problem with him. Another thing that would be good to work on for him would be finishing, which is another thing that he's kind of a little bit low on. Then technique overall. I mean, he is working on that. So I think I'll work on finishing here. Yeah, we'll go finishing just to make him a little bit more lethal. And we'll switch it up that way. And then the last one, Beadling. I don't really care about Beadling, to be honest with you. As he is really just a backup. But we have him working on central defender. It would be nice to have a little bit more strength on the right, though. So we could go with defender right. And work on that. And then you're working on heading, which you're not happy with. But what else could you do that would help your game? Maybe a little bit of concentration, maybe. Let's see where that is. So that would be under mental. We could work on, I'm going to assume composure here. Yeah, we'll say composure. Because I'm assuming concentration, determination would fall under that. Because that kind of all goes together. Anyway, composure itself is good for him. So let's do that for Beadling. And, all right. Alan reports on Johnson progress. Has done okay over the last 2 months, but there has been no significant change in his overall ability as a player. Has benefited from an individual training focus. Okay. Let's change his position. And we'll put him midfielder on the left because that's the position he's playing. Winger. And he's working on first touch. Okay. And it says he has benefited from that focus. Where is first touch here? Okay, so that would help him. All right, I'm happy with that. And then we have international roundup and stuff. One thing I'd like to take a look at then, because I haven't really looked at the way players are being developed. Let's take a look at somebody like Hemmings, who's like a top player on our team. Go to development. So he's working the striker position. I'm fine with him doing that because that's the position he plays. Right now, he's working on first touch. He's pretty good with first touch. Out of curiosity, can we get an idea of what would be good for his position? Like we did with the other things? No? Okay. Well, what else could he be better with? I think his stamina's okay. Balance looks like something he could probably improve on. And then, yeah, we'll go with balance for him. And we'll see if that helps him out a little bit. I mean, he has been improving. Says he could be successfully retrained as attacking midfielder. All right. Well, I'm going to work on balance, and let's see if that helps him overall. Okay. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's continue here and go from there. Well, what other players would we want to really help out here on our team? What's going on with Dunkley? Why is he down? Is it he's not in a very comfortable position or what? Huh. I feel like he is not as good as he should be. And if we were to replace him with Nelson, Nelson would have more ability than him. So what's going on with him? Why is he down? All right, well, let's go a development here. And right now he's working on agility, which is working pretty well. So what is he lacking in? Kind of hard to say. Heading, acceleration, balance. He's pretty good physically. Composure, concentration, decisions. Maybe his positioning could do a little bit of improvement. Let's do that. Positioning. And you know what? I'll keep him on agility. All right. Well, I'm not really sure what to do with him, but I'm actually considering putting Nelson in instead. So let's take a look at that. So Nelson is here. He's got good match sharpness, and as a player, he's pretty darn good. And let's take a look at his development. So he's been improving quite a lot here, it looks like. And right now we're working on positioning, which he definitely does need to improve. I think he needs to improve in decision-making overall because he's been kind of not great in that regard. All right, you know what? He has earned, I think, a spot on our roster. So I'm going to go ahead and replace Dunkley with Nelson. And we'll get Nelson in a position that he's comfortable with as a stopper. And hopefully we'll do a little bit better there. Kind of surprised that Dunkley is fallen off in ability there. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Now, does Nelson have a lot of good potential? Yeah, he does. So, I mean, we have two good defenders. I'm getting a little bit distracted here. All right, so I'll just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and continue here. Oh, I missed an email. Okay, preview. We still have quite a ways to go. if I remember correctly. As a matter of fact, because we have a lot going on, I might break this off into its own episode. Because we still have a full week to go. And I'm kind of experimenting with some development of players and things like that. And who would be a good idea to place into what position. So right now, we're in third, but that's because some teams have played more matches than we have. So we'll have to see if we manage to stay undefeated, either a draw or a win. We should come back up, possibly being tied. International roundup. So we missed out on a lot of the international play there because of a match getting rescheduled. Sustained a gashed head following a robust challenge during a training session. Lundstrom can be treated by the club's physios, but it is possible for the player to play. Okay, so let's use the doctor. He's only going to be out for 2 to 3 days, which he should be back in time. So or we can use the physio, and he's out for 12 to 15 days. Well, I guess this comes Sir Combs' chance here. We'll go ahead and we'll do the right thing, I think, and have it up to the physio. That way we're sure he's going to come back okay. Yeah, all right. I'm a little bit not sure which is the right choice here, because it seems like doctor would be the right choice. All right, well, we'll use club doctor. Might be wrong. I'm not sure. Yes. Okay. Let's continue here. Okay. Continue. Continue. I am noticing that the training fitness seems to get more injuries. All right, here's their scouting report. So it says 4-4-2 formation preferred, but this definitely doesn't look like a 4-4-2 formation to me. So we might see something different. No particular focus that would help us, it says. So we'll just keep with defensive positioning. They're really good with crossing, so we'll have to watch out for that, but they are not so great with decision making. Okay. All right. Available for under 23s match. We'll make various players available. So we've got we'll go ahead and do 20 minutes. Dunkley's not going to get playing time here, so I think we go 90 minutes. And then Hemmings, we're not going to make available because he should be fine. Okay. And then, all right. So Tyler Roberts did a good job. That's good to hear because he is an integral part of our team. So hopefully Lundstrom will be back in time. Hemmings is better. So what we'll do is we'll switch out Tyler Roberts for Wes Thomas. Out of my own curiosity, though, would Dunkley be a good sub? As far as I can tell, no. Not really. Aaron Martin is a better sub in both instances. I feel. I mean, technically, Dunkley is just as good, but Martin can play, I think, more positions, which is why he is the better sub. I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter between the two. We could have Dunkley play in place of Martin just because of the better. Well, then I made a mistake then putting him in 90 minutes. Oh, well. Well, hopefully we can change that later. All right. Well, Hemmings then needs to come in and replace Thomas. Thomas is now going to be down here, not getting playing time. And Hemmings, yeah, okay, we're good. Lundstrom should be better, I'm hoping, by the time we get around. And let's continue. Out of curiosity, if I go to the team report, is it still saying strength is a problem for our team? It is. Okay. Well, let's continue. And another player picks up an injury, but it's Wes Thomas, so I could care less. I'm disappointed to have a report. Some discomfort after training today. And the striker looks to be suffering from a hip injury. While hip injury can be treated by the club or kept under control by injections. Okay, so long-term health. We'll go to the physio here. Leave it to the physio. Yes. Okay, so another injury there. I'm starting to think that as much as it's supposed to help me, I'm just racking up injuries like crazy when I'm working on fitness. And it's not something that I'm really happy with, but I'll let it go for this 1 week. And then maybe we'll switch things up. Okay, so we draw these guys in the FA Cup. I'll have to take a look at them. They are from Skybet League 2, so they are a league below us, so hopefully they won't be too bad. But they are 4th in that league, so they could still be difficult matchup. All right, let's continue. Continue. All right, please no more injuries. Okay. Oxford player to be involved in yesterday's international fixtures. Okay. Benji was involved. Continue. All right. Let's take a look in a second here once we go through another day to see if Lundstrom's going to be back on his feet. If not, then we may not play him. Okay, under 23s match, so we had a bunch of our players play. Sam Long is injured. That is somebody on our, not our main squad, so I don't really care. And Beedling is already competent in his new position, but could still improve over time. Should be given match experience playing as a right back to advance his training. All right, I don't really care. All right, let's take a look here at okay, Tyler Roberts. Something's going on with him. Needs a rest. Well, he's a sub anyway, so I think he'll be okay. And Lundstrom is better, so that's good to see. Let's go ahead and continue here. And continue. All right, we got more stuff in the inbox. The has a number of lower league teams. Okay. Mansfield Town, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about us, just stuff in general about the FA Cup. Second round draw today. Okay, so we'll see how that second round draw. Draws Oxford against Orient. Okay. They are from Skybet League 2, so hopefully they're ranked 6th, though. Hopefully this won't be too bad of a matchup for us. And why don't we check to see if we have our schedules drawn out now for that. So we've got FA Cup and Czech Trade Trophy right here. We can expect Lundstrom to be suspended for that. All right. Well, I'd rather him serve out his suspension in a non-league match than in a league one. Okay. Player selection criteria. Would like to offer to remind that Czech Trade Referee match squad, Oxford must include a minimum of 5 players that were used in the previous official first team match. Injured players are exempt. Fine of not adhering to the rule, 5,000. Valid competitions that could count towards a previous match. Czech Trade Trophy, Skybet League 1, Skybet League 2. All right, well, that should be easy enough for us. Free transfer deadline is in 1 week. Okay, continue. 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 All right, let's see what we got. Reports on McDonald is unhappy with the high amount of extra training he has been asked to do. He has been training to improve his finishing. I feel the situation can be resolved by reducing the amount of extra training. Okay, so we'll just turn that off then, I guess. Reports on Beedling is unhappy with the high amount of extra training, so None on him as well. Okay. That's probably because we're also training them a new position, so they feel like they're being overburdened. All right, well, let's continue here one more time. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here in a second. So let's just view what we've got. So under 18s match, under 18s match, Oxford pre-match. So this is just the same kind of recommendations we always see. Okay. So they're suggesting that I rest Tyler Roberts. Well, I could apply it. The only problem is if I do so, I have nobody to replace him. I really am confused why we would need to do that. He's a reserve player. I mean, I guess because he just came out of international play, but we're not going to play him, first team in the match. And I don't have anybody else to play in his shoes. I mean, not easily. Because he is not only our striker backup, which we don't have one now because of the injury to Wes Thomas. I mean, technically, Ryan Taylor can play that position. And in a pinch, a Maguire could play that position as well. The problem is Tyler Roberts is also a good sub for Hall if we need it. And Johnson, if we need it. And probably also Maguire here. Yeah. Technically, McDonald's the better sub in that instance. So do we give him the day of rest or we don't? Well, I guess just to help his morale, we'll do it. But I'm not happy about it. Okay, so we'll apply that rest, and let's go to tactics here real quick. And because he's getting rest, we're going to have to put somebody else in this position. So we're going to go off of subs for our strikers. So it's going to be Ryan Taylor coming up here. He doesn't have bad match sharpness, so he's kind of just an emergency striker sub. If we need one. And hopefully he won't be too bad off with him. Let's just see. Ryan Taylor. Is there a position we could put him in that he'd be more comfortable? A defensive forward, huh? In support. And all right. Well, we're not going to be playing him like that. Well, maybe. I don't know. It depends on the situation. So we want advance forward in attack. I also noticed that he is decent, also as a target man. Target man we can transform an average team into a good one by using his sheer physicality to disrupt the... Nah, see, I don't know if we're going to do that. We're going to do advance forward on attack. That's a role he's been playing, and that's a role he's going to stay in. All right, well, as I said, I think we're going to wrap things up here. We gave Roberts a day of rest after he came out of international play. I'm not particularly happy with that because he is a reserve player, and I don't really feel like that was necessary. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.